Also recommend setting the target CPA, so your target a bit lower for like a softer launch. As we know, in search, the target CPA is a much lower value usually. And this is what we recommend, kind of starting slow and steady and safe. And for the daily limit, also connected to usually what the target CPAs are, we recommend that you start with, let's say, 200 times as your daily budget. When you're live, it's very good to monitor campaigns, right? So this is not new. So removing low-performing creatives, adding new ones in the rotation once live. So this is exactly what Alona was also talking about, this discovery phase, trying out new creatives, new approaches. You know, when you're asking yourself, how can I control the spend and the campaign, how is it going? You control it with your targets. You can change the target, right, whenever you want. And you can also do source optimization, what was also aforementioned. So if you see a source where you spent a certain amount of the budget and you don't see any conversions coming in, you can kind of deem it as not good. You can block it, and you can also retest it later if the traffic changes. First, we recommend you allow, to spend some money, like $200, $300, and run it, let's say, break even or even with a small loss. So we advise patience here, right? Because this is the phase where the algo is collecting the data. So first few days, ensure this continuous delivery throughout the day. And you can adjust it to fine tune it and make sure that CPA Tune experience like a fully daily cycle. So why is this important is, like I said, we want CPA Tune to get as much data as possible in the first few days so that the continuous campaign can have a much better performance. Going back to search, so we talked about how to set up campaign, how to do, but now how to fine tune it. So in addition to monitoring and everything else we mentioned, having campaign experience like a full daily cycle, it's a good idea to check it once or twice per day. If the revenue and margin are satisfactory, so according to your plan, you can try and increase the target CPA. So this is going to open up the algorithm a bit more, and you can find new supply with this. You can touch on users, audiences that maybe you haven't touched because of a lower CPA target. On the other hand, if it's lower than expected, a good idea is to decrease the target CPA to kind of keep it more in the safe mode, but keep it going so we can still collect more data and do much better in a couple of days. You can also work on campaign win rate. So you can see win rate in our dashboard. So you can improve creatives, you can expand on targeting, and at the same time, you can block sources, as I mentioned, where you don't see performance, to kind of tell the algorithm, I'm not interested in this source, let's try other ones. So you can do this manually or using rule-based optimization. But think of target CPA, so changing the value as this control for the algorithm to generate as much revenue for you as possible. So here I have a couple of, like Alona shared for all other campaigns, this is search specific, what kind of CVR uplift we see. So here I'm sharing the average CVR for the category in certain geo, and also how does it compare to just a normal CPC campaign. I'm not going to go through all the categories because there's a lot of them, but I just kind of wanted to show you that literally there's no category where we haven't seen positive results. Which is a great success for advertisers, I feel. And at the same time, with this, if you have a successful campaign, you can also try other geos. So these are mostly English speaking, but we also see success in Europe across different categories. And you can see uplifts are, from a couple of percent, and up to just the crazy numbers. And the same we see in South America and also in Southeast Asia as well. So pretty much all the categories we see positive effect of using CPA Tune, also on search feed.